Youth in disguise, Marty, but I was afraid you wouldn't recognize me. I went to a rejuvenation clinic and got a whole natural overhaul. They took out some wrinkles, did a hair repair, change of blood, added a good 30 to 40 years to my life. They also replaced my spleen and colon. What do you think?
You look great, Doc.
What, are you fucking kidding me? You're out of your fucking mind.
What's happening, guys? SupaNova here, back with another video. But before I get into it, just a reminder, this channel is not monetized by YouTube. So if you'd like to support this channel, please consider making a donation via either Cash App or Venmo, or becoming a patron on Patreon. There's even a $1 tier. Now with that out of the way, let's get into this video. And, is this what we're doing now, Sony? Is this gonna be like a thing? Because, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not feeling it. Alright, listen. Before I go off on this shit, and, listen, we don't have all the details about this. This is probably going to be a hot take, ranty video, but let's go over what we do know, before I go off on this shit, alright? So for those of you who are unaware or haven't heard yet, word on the block is that PlayStation is working on a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn. There's also supposedly a new Horizon multiplayer game in the works. I gotta be honest, neither of these things interest me, but anyway, let's get into the news here. Reading from Push Square, here's a head scratcher for your Sunday evening. Sony is reportedly remastering Horizon Zero Dawn for PS5. The claim is made by website MP First, citing multiple sources, and more online personalities in the know have come out publicly to say the project is real. Some even say they've seen it themselves. This does indeed seem to be real, and VGC sources corroborate the rumor. The remaster is supposedly designed to bring the original PS4 game closer to its sequel, Horizon Forbidden West. Along with the usual graphical improvements, apparently, they're so good that it's unclear whether or not this will be pitched as a remaster or remake. The accessibility options built for Aloy's second adventure will be brought to the first game. There will also be some quality of life improvements, updated character models, better lighting system, enhanced textures, and upgraded animations. The site says a Horizon Zero Dawn remaster/remake isn't the only thing Guerrilla Games has in the works, however. We also have a Horizon online multiplayer game for PS5 and PC to look forward to, which could feature co-op. Sources said that Sony had been keen to include co-op in the game's sequel, Forbidden West, but Guerrilla decided to save the feature for a future project, which they believed would be either a standalone spin-off or Horizon 3, said VGC. Sony has been developing a habit of remastering and remaking some of its best titles in recent years. No shit! With a recent example being The Last of Us Part 1. Its new accessibility... Jesus Christ, I can't speak today! Its new accessibility options allow disabled gamers to experience something that was once inaccessible to them. However, for the general consumer, Horizon Zero Dawn PS5 re-release will likely be a tough sell. What say you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to share my thoughts here. What say I? I think this is fucking stupid. I think this is retarded with a capital fucking R. I think PlayStation has gone full retard.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
What do you mean?
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Like, what are we doing here, PlayStation? Are you incapable of giving us new games this generation? Like, I remember when we had that announcement that there were 25 PlayStation 5 games currently in production, and I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, 25 PS5 games? That's fucking awesome. Now I find myself thinking, well, yeah, but how many of these fucking games are going to be remakes, remasters, repackaged, repurposed, what have you? Like, I can almost hear PlayStation saying, oh, you thought that was going to be 25 new PlayStation 5 games?
Gotcha, bitch.
Right? Like, how many are going to be that? Because it seems like there's a trend here of PlayStation just reselling us old shit. And let's be honest, they're reselling us games that don't need to be remastered. Because look, it's not like I'm against remakes or remasters, okay? Like Resident Evil 2 Remake, fucking love Resident Evil 2 Remake. But look at the difference here. One released back on the PlayStation 1 in 1998, and the other one released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in 2019. The game is 21 years old. It is old enough to buy a beer. It is old enough to stroll up to a bar and say, yo, hit me with some Jaeger bombers. I'm trying to get fucked up tonight. Horizon Zero Dawn, on the other hand, is 5. It's pretty much still trying to figure out how to not shit its own pants. Right? Like, it requires a car seat for trips. That's Horizon Zero Dawn. There's no reason to remaster Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks fantastic to this day. You want to give it a resolution bump? A frame rate bump? Great! Oh wait, you already did that! If you're playing on PS5, there's already a patch that gives you a frame rate and resolution bump. Why are we remastering this game? So you can give it the character models from Forbidden West? Who gives a shit? Is that going to fundamentally change the game experience? No! Oh, you want to add some new lighting? Is that going to fundamentally change the game? No! These changes that are supposedly going to be in this remaster are not going to fundamentally change the overall experience to where it makes this remaster necessary. Honestly, the biggest change they could implement in the game would be carrying over the facial animations from Forbidden West, because in my opinion, the facial animations in Forbidden West are the best I've ever fucking seen. But even then, if Horizon Zero Dawn had the facial animations of Forbidden West, it's still not fundamentally changing the overall experience. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck how someone wants to try to sell it to me. I don't give a fuck how someone tries to explain it to me. Because if you're going to sit here and try to tell me why Horizon Zero Dawn needs a remaster, I'm going to straight up tell you that this is all I'm going to fucking hear.
Okay, guys, let's do a super tornado siren.
In my eyes, a remaster for Horizon Zero Dawn will never be necessary. It's just not fucking necessary. Look, Crash Bandicoot, okay, came out on PlayStation 1, 1996. Insane Trilogy came out PlayStation 4, Xbox One in 2017. It's 21 years old, just like Resident Evil 2. Crash Bandicoot is old enough to get fucked up at a casino and give an Indian reservation all his goddamn Wumpa fruit, okay? Fucking Spyro the Dragon. Spyro launched 1998, Reignited Trilogy came out 2018. Unfortunately for him, that makes him 1 year shy of being able to fucking buy alcohol, but guess what? He can still buy a rifle, he can buy a shotgun, he can buy cigarettes, he can buy porn, he can enlist in the military, he's still a goddamn adult. Alright? When we're remastering games that came out 4, now 5 generations ago, that makes sense. Because the technology in these 5 generations has grown exponentially. Right? They can do things now that weren't even possible when these games originally came out. You gotta think, when these games came out, there was no analog sticks. Resident Evil 2 had fucking tank controls. You played Spyro and Crash Bandicoot with a fucking D-pad because there were no analog sticks. Okay? Like, there's a big leap between PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 4/PlayStation 5 games. Remaking games that old makes sense. That I can understand. Remaking a game from last generation that is arguably one of the best looking games of last generation, and that even to this day is one of the best looking games in the last 5 years. Remastering that game makes no fucking sense to me. And I'm not gonna buy it. I'm straight up not gonna fucking buy it. Like, I have the original. I don't need whatever this fucking remaster is gonna be. Just like The Last of Us Part 1. I didn't buy The Last of Us Part 1 because I have the remaster. And they're not doing enough different in The Last of Us Part 1 to warrant me buying that game a third fucking time. Right? And listen, look, we need to send a clear message to PlayStation like we're fucking Mandalorians and tell them that this is not the way. Right? This is not the way, PlayStation. I mean, listen, maybe this does interest you, right? Maybe this is something that you are excited for, that you are looking forward to, then great, you fucking go ahead and buy this game. But if you in any way feel like I do about this, then I implore you, don't fucking buy this game when it comes out. Because for me, I don't think that remasters and remakes of games that don't need them, of games that are barely a generation old, we're still in the cross-generation phase. Right? Like, the PlayStation 4 is still alive, and we're remastering and remaking games from the PlayStation 4 generation? It makes no goddamn sense to me, and I think that we need to send a clear message to PlayStation that, listen, you need to pump the brakes on these fucking remakes and remasters. We're not having it. We're not fucking having it. Make new shit. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, the original teams aren't working on this. They're outsourcing to a different company. I don't give a fuck if they're outsourcing to different companies to do the remasters or remakes. Who makes the remasters and remakes is irrelevant to me. It's the point that they do not need to exist. And I honestly feel at this point that it is just them trying to take advantage of us.
Give me your fucking money!
Like I said, there's no explanation that will make me say, oh, okay, yeah, now I understand it, right? Because you'd be like, oh, well, Supernova, it's got better character models. Cool story, bro. I don't give a fuck. Oh, but Supernova, it's got better lighting. Cool story, bro. But I don't give a fuck. Oh, but Supernova, it's got better animations and facial animations. Cool story, bro. But I don't give a fuck. It is still, at the end of the day, the same goddamn game. It is going to play the same. It is going to feel the same. It's not going to be a huge fucking difference. I mean, you know me, guys. I always keep it a buck with you guys. I don't give a fuck. This news really does irritate the shit out of me. I remember when they first announced they were going to be remaking The Last of Us, and I made a whole rant video railing against that shit because I thought that it was unnecessary. And it was, and it is. And, you know, at this rate, God of War Ragnarok's going to launch this November, and within 6 months they're going to announce the fucking remake or remaster of God of War 2018. I mean, fuck, why wouldn't they? I mean, I'm not a betting man or anything, but if I had to make a bet, shit, that would be it. Just look at this last console generation and the things they've done. You'd be an idiot to not make that bet. I mean, shit, let's just run through a list of franchises and see which ones they've either repurposed, repackaged, remastered, remade, or what have you. Uncharted, check. Ghost of Tsushima, check. The Last of Us, check. Spider-Man, check. Like, if the Horizon rumors are true, which it seems like they are, well then, fuck, check that one off too. I mean, God of War is just the next one in line. And I'm sorry, it's not okay. I could understand if there were huge generational divides between the game that they are remaking and the remake, or the game that they are remastering and the remaster. But when you put them side by side, the differences are negligible. They're almost unnoticeable. The games are borderline identical. I'm sorry. Fuck you, PlayStation. You guys can go fuck yourselves with these remasters, because at this point they are exactly what people are calling them: fucking cash grabs. What's that? You've never experienced The Last of Us and you're dying to try it? Well, let me help you save $70. Get PlayStation Plus. It's free in the PlayStation Plus collection. Why would you spend $70 on that shit? But hey, if you want to buy these games, it's your money. You do you, boo-boo. Just make sure you tattoo sucker across your fucking forehead after you do. But as for me, fuck these remakes. PlayStation can stick them up their fucking ass and they can go fuck themselves. I'm not buying it. And that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you agree with me that PlayStation can stick these remakes, remasters, what have you, up their ass? Or are you excited for them? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next Supernova.